Right, time for one last sports bulletin, and we begin with rugby. And 2 new caps in the starting 15 and a new captain were announced by Springbok coach Rassie Erasmus ahead of their opening match of the season this weekend. The Boks face off against Australia at Ellis Park on Saturday in a match which will start their campaign towards the 2019 Rugby World Cup in Japan in September.
After an indifferent 2018 where the Springboks won just 6 out of their 13 matches played, Rassie Erasmus will be looking for better fortunes as he builds up to the Rugby World Cup in September. The Rugby Championship is the ideal litmus test, with a rejuvenated Australia first up in an albeit shortened Rugby Championship tournament which will comprise of just 3 matches before the teams head off to Japan. Erasmus's first 15 for the year is about consistency. There are only 2 new caps. The Stormers' Herschel Yankees comes in as scrum half, and French-based flanker Reinhard Elstad slotting in what looks like a direct replacement for the injured Siya Kolisi.
Yeah, 2 debuts, starting lineup and 1 off the bench, and you know, a couple of guys who doesn't make their debuts but who's been in and around the squad, like Marcel Cousier, those kind of guys, Frans Steyn. You can almost see his debuts as long ago that they've played for us. So very, very excited to see how quickly they can make the step up again to Test match rugby, and that's why I think I'm happy to hear there's more than 50,000 tickets sold already, because it's a massive match for Australia and for us, and both of us want to have a good start, and there's some interesting names there which we hope do the job and make that step up really quickly.
Eyebrows were raised when Erasmus named close to a 40-man training camp squad for the season, essentially penning down an A and a B team for the upcoming Rugby Championship. In a Rugby World Cup year, many would think that your best team should run out in every single game. But Rassie Erasmus does not quite believe in that.
We have to focus on the World Cup without a doubt, but we can't focus on that and lose all the games and go with no momentum into that. So it's a bit of keeping the eye, on both of those balls. And I guess the challenge would be, if we get a hiccup, to keep on getting better as we go along and keep patience. And that's why we selected the team the way we wanted to select that. If we went all out for this game against Australia, we really wouldn't have had a chance against New Zealand, because we would have flown out on a Sunday, get there on a Tuesday, have 1 training session against the world's best team currently, and we would have lost a lot of confidence there. So now at least we feel we have a competitive chance in both games, and hopefully it works out for us.
South African rugby has had a tough week. Last week, the Boks lost one of their own in James Small, the former Springbok winger, who helped win the country's first World Cup in 1995. A week later, the man who ran the team onto the field in every match over the years with his song Impi, Johnny Clegg, also passing away.
Our team has planned 1 or 2 things around, two of the legends of the game that's fallen in the last week or 2, and then I can just remember, since I've been a part of Springbok rugby, Johnny Clegg's been there, and from Impi right through. I mean, it was one of the saddest things that I experienced last week. Every time you hear those songs and the tribute, you get those goosebumps, and then obviously same with James Small, one of the guys I played a lot of matches with. So it's sad, and I'm so glad that people are making such a fuss about them, because they really deserve it, and hopefully whatever we do for them on Saturday, they totally deserve it.
And with that, Erasmus's Warriors are ready for war. A war they hope will end up with them being crowned Rugby World Cup champions in Japan in September. Tabiso Sichola, SABC News, Johannesburg.